This is a story about the homeless families and their pets at Christmas time. It's Christmas time and there's a young family living in a poor neighbourhood. One day the father loses his job because the company he works for are closing down and can no longer keep him on. That Christmas, the family are thrown out of their house because they can no longer afford to pay the rent and the bills. They spend Christmas on the streets of Leeds, begging for money and spending some nights sleeping on the streets and others going from one homeless shelter to another. The children can no longer attend school because their parents, Roxanne and James, don't know where they're going to be from one day to the next. The family have two golden Labradors, Poppy and Lucy, aged 5 and 3, who are mother and daughter. The family are always cold and hungry and are desperately unhappy. There are 6 children: Gracie May, aged 2, Xanthi Maria, aged 4, India Opal, aged 6, Carson Elizabeth, aged 8, Kason James, aged 10, and Alan Paul, aged 12. The family are forced to spend 18 months living on the streets. One day a guy approaches them and offers them a 3-bedroom house for next to nothing. As you can imagine, the family are all very excited about this and can't wait to move in. They don't have to worry about furniture and stuff because their house is fully furnished. However, their excitement was very short-lived because the house was filthy. The family knew that they had no choice but to live there because it was better than living on the streets. That day the whole family got to work cleaning up the whole house. The next day a neighbour came to their door and told Roxanne and James about a school that was less than 5 minutes away and a nursery for babies and small children under the school requirement age. That day Roxanne and James went and enrolled all their 5 older kids in the school and Gracie May in the nursery. After the school holidays in the September, all the children started at their new school. One night Roxanne and James were woken up by their children crying and screaming. When they went into the children's rooms to see what was wrong, there were rats crawling all over them. Roxanne and James complained to the landlord, but he refused to do anything, so they took the matter further. A couple of weeks later the landlord came to see Roxanne and James and he gave them 1 week to leave. They knew they wouldn't be able to find somewhere else to live in such a short space of time and that they had no choice but to go back to living on the streets. However, just a few weeks later Roxanne and James bought a lottery ticket between them and to their delight they won the entire jackpot, which had rolled over from previous weeks and was a whopping £93 million. They knew that this would change their lives forever. After the money come through, James and Roxanne went and bought a 3-storey mansion and they decided to go into business together. They knew that the only kind of business they wanted to open was one that could fully help the homeless families and their pets. Over the following few months they worked very hard finding business premises and getting their business ready for open day. They already had a few staff members, but they knew they needed more. Once they had enough staff and everything was in place, they were ready to open. On open day, Roxanne cut the ribbon and she said, "I now declare that the hostel for the homeless families and their pets is now open." Then everyone went inside and helped to decorate the place ready for the Christmas party. The hostel wasn't just for homeless families and their pets, it was for all of the homeless people. There was a section for the homeless families and their pets, and one for those with no families. The staff were there to help people with their addictions and other problems, and to help them find jobs and homes and to claim the right benefits. All the staff have been very successful with almost all of their clients. Some just wouldn't accept the help that was being offered to them and claimed to like their lives as they were. The hostel first opened its doors at Christmas in the year 2000. It's been a huge success in helping thousands of people. That Roxanne and James now own 5 hostels in different parts of the country. They aim to open a hostel in every part of the country and not just certain parts. The end. Thank you.